At exactly 1:30 a.m. on the Eastern Front, the massive Russian military formation still believed they were absolutely secure. From the command bunker to the $150 million book, M2 system with its radar powered down for maintenance, everyone was convinced that the darkness provided a perfect shield. Little did they know that their entire network had been laid bare, and that tonight would be an unprecedented nightmare. The destruction did not begin with artillery fire, but with a secret phone call. A Russian lieutenant colonel, disgusted by the corruption and falsified reports, had decided to defect. He did not merely provide a few coordinates, but handed over the unit's entire map of life and death. From the command post and ammunition depots to the air defense maintenance schedule and top-secret communication frequencies. The consequence was a thunderous blow that paralyzed the battlefield. In just 12 minutes, 7 critical targets along a 5-kilometer defensive line were simultaneously wiped out. This strike not only turned $100 million military hardware into scrap metal, but also injected the poison of paranoia into the internal ranks of the Russian army. Trust was corroded like acid, causing the enemy formation to collapse from within. How did Ukraine cast this perfect net? How did the 1-2-minute attack so ruthlessly dismantle the Russian forces? And what spy hunt is tearing apart the enemy's internal ranks after that fateful night? Let us dissect it together right now. The collapse of a formidable military formation often does not begin with long-range missiles, but spawns from deep cracks right within the heart of the command structure. The decision to defect by the Russian lieutenant colonel, a seasoned officer with 15 years of military service, who had tasted the smoke and fire of the Syrian battlefield, was the very first fatal blow. To him, the Ukrainian battlefield was no longer a place to demonstrate military art, but had turned into a soulless meat grinder, where casualty reports were brazenly cooked up to please superiors. He had to witness firsthand the sight of Russian logistics officers nonchalantly smuggling essential equipment to the black market, while the soldiers under his command had to go into battle with insufficient and obsolete gear. The straw that broke the camel's back occurred when a Russian general ordered a frontal assault, defying professional warnings about Ukraine's defensive firepower. The result was that over 60 Russian soldiers fell in just one bloody afternoon without gaining any tactical advantage in return. It was this disregard for the lives of soldiers and the systemic corruption that pushed this officer to his final decision, to betray in order to seek salvation, or at least retribution against the blind rulers. Upon crossing to the other side of the front lines, this lieutenant colonel brought with him not only resentment but also held in his hands the master key that could throw wide open all doors of Russia's defense. That was not a few isolated coordinates, but a complete data ecosystem. From the layout diagrams of the command post's underground bunkers, the exact locations of ammunition depots hidden deep in the forest, to the heavily camouflaged vital logistical routes. More specifically, he provided information that no reconnaissance satellite could capture, the detailed maintenance schedules of air defense systems, and the unit's internal communication frequencies. This was the true Achilles heel in operational thinking, because Russia often has a habit of operating according to rigid and repetitive procedures. Knowing the moments when radars were turned off for technical inspections or when command vehicles gathered at a single point to refuel gave Ukraine a golden opportunity to launch a perfect asymmetric strike. However, Ukrainian intelligence was in no rush. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, a multi-layered verification campaign was deployed with the utmost caution. Every square meter of land pointed out by the Russian lieutenant colonel was scrutinized by Ukraine through the lenses of long-range reconnaissance, unmanned aerial vehicles, drones, and electronic signal interception systems. They monitored every slightest movement, from tank track marks in the mud to anomalies in the density of radio waves emitting from abandoned buildings. The cross-referenced results matched to an astonishing degree. Every single transport vehicle, every radar system, and even the Russian troop rotation schedule occurred exactly as revealed. This precision allowed Ukrainian commanders to make a bold tactical decision. Instead of scattered attacks, they would concentrate their firepower to execute a lightning campaign, aiming straight at the enemy's central nervous system at the exact moment they were most vulnerable. All preparations were complete. Ukraine was merely waiting for one final signal to turn this intelligence into a true nightmare on the ground.
Неожиданный контакт с врагом. Пытаются...
Vai um na frente pra ajudar ele, porra!
Up their positions there, but the building turned. Russian kamikaze drones called Lantern. The Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance is observing everything and knows where to strike.
Осложняют обучающие мины, которые расставлены на пути.
Давай, быстро по машине.
Такие кабели состоят из пластикового сердечника, обычно изготовленного из поли...
Волоконные дроны внешне почти не отличаются от обычных.
А вокруг него оболочка, которая придает прочность и защиту. И, к сожалению...
Убитый!
Был взорван танк, его объезжала машина и
Up their positions there, but the building turned. Russian kamikaze drones called Lantern.
Есть.
Ежемесячно это миллионы километров.
a distance that turned them into perfect moving targets for Ukrainian ambush squads.
Go, 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 go.
This time they're hunting a soldier on
Спешились, обошлись. Спешились.
Количество известно.
No meio, do lado maior, pô. Вот, 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 вот,